Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be showing you how to freeze broccoli, green beans, and Brussels sprouts in your freezer so you can make them last longer. Mark and I just went to Costco, and if you know Costco, you know their bags of veggies come in ginormous packs for a family of 12, and we are 2 people. So I will be showing you how I buy their vegetables and package them up and freeze them so I can use them without them going bad. We are actually leaving to Napa Valley, ayo! And I am so stoked, but as always, I always have so much produce left in the fridge at the end of the week before I'm able to get to it. So I figured this would be a great video just to show you what I am doing right now to freeze and store my produce so nothing goes to waste. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first up is green beans. This is no joke how much green beans I have left over from the week, and we have already had green beans a few times for lunch and dinner this week. So Costco size is no joke, people. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a quick way to do your green beans. I know a lot of things online say you need to blanch everything and then put it in an ice bath, dry it off, blah, 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 and then freeze it. With green beans, I don't do this because I find they're fine just rinsing them off and letting them dry and then putting them in a freezer bag. So if you trust me, try this out too, but I'll just show you the quick process that you do. Okay, so first up, the bag of green beans I already had was trimmed, but a tip you're gonna want to do is take your green beans, and if they're not already trimmed, then go ahead and trim the ends off like this little nubby guy, and then you're good to go. Also, if you prefer your green beans in like cut in half, cut those in half already, and then place them in this bowl, and what you're going to do is literally, excuse my dishes over here, just rinse them off. So you're just gonna give them a good rinse. Okay, so after you've given them a good rinse, you are just going to lay them out on a towel like this for them to dry for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to quickly place them out on this towel so they can get evenly dried. So like that, so I just have them on a towel and they're just going to dry naturally like that. Set your timer for 20 minutes and then we'll come back and package these up. So next up for me is the Brussels sprouts. So again, if you go online and look up what to do, they will say to blanch them and stuff like that, but you actually can just soak them in a tub of warm water for 10 minutes, then rinse them off, pat them dry, and put them in freezer bags and hop them in the freezer. I find the easiest way possible to do things because I'm a lazy girl and I'm not afraid to say that. So I'm going to put these in a bowl of warm water and kind of show you what I do, but super simple and easy way to make your produce last longer in the freezer. One tip I want to add on for that is you can try and wait until your green beans timer is down to 10 minutes and then start soaking your Brussels sprouts so you can package everything up when it's ready to be frozen at the same time instead of having to do that twice, but it's totally up to you and what you're comfortable doing. So I just have my bowl of Brussels right here and my water is red hot. And so I am just going to fill up the bowl with the warm water. Okay, so now that the bowl is filled, we're just going to set it over here to soak for 10 minutes. All right, once the Brussels sprouts are done, we're just going to put them in a colander and just rinse them off. Okay, after you've rinsed them, I've just moved my green beans over because I am about to place those in baggies. Now these need to dry just for a little, so I'm just going to place them on here. And while I bag the green beans, I'm going to let the Brussels sprouts finish drying off to the side. And then we will bag those and be good to go. Now that the green beans are done drying, they're mostly dry. I'm not too worried about them being completely dry as long as they're just mostly dry. So as I had mentioned, I'm just going to let the Brussels sprouts dry while I do this, and then I will do the Brussels sprouts right after. So what I'm doing here is I just have these sandwich baggies, and I like to individualize my freezer bags instead of putting them all in one, and this is for 2 reasons. I'll come down to your guys' level so you're not just staring at my chest. So for 2 reasons. One, it's super easy just to grab a bag of green beans when I'm ready and it's already portioned out for Mark and I, and then I know I'm good to go. And second, if for some reason they do get really frozen together and they're hard to pull apart, it's gonna be a nightmare if you just have them all shoved in one bag. Then it's gonna take you a while just trying to defrost a little bit of the bag so then you can get out enough for just however many people you have, and it just turns into much more work than you need. So I find these sandwich baggies are best, and you're just going to put as many as you want in the sandwich baggie that you think you'll eat at each meal, and then it's super easy just to grab it out of the freezer and go along with your day. So that is why we're doing that. So as you can see, I now have all my little green beans, and it's pretty pressurized in there. I got out as much air as I possibly could, and I will do the rest and then stick them in the freezer. Okay, so for the Brussels sprouts, now that they're dry, while I did the green beans, I just kind of counted them out, and then I found they would probably only be for 2 meals because they shrink up a lot. So I kind of know how many for each. So I kind of just counted out the quantity I had left and figured that would only equal 2 meals. So then I split them apart, and now I'm just going to put them in these little freezer bags like I did with the green beans and do the same. Just kind of airtight it after you're done and stick it in the freezer. One thing I wanted to mention is to try and have like sections for everything. So everything up there is like for our fruit, bread, instant meals, that's like our meat. And then down here I'm doing our veggies. So I have the green beans right there, and then I'm gonna stick these Brussels sprouts right here. So then I know exactly where everything is, and it makes it very easy when I'm going to see what I have available. Up next, we are going to do broccoli. Seriously, this is bigger than my head, and we've already used it. That's insane, Costco. Broccoli, in my opinion, tends to go bad really quick, but also I am very, very picky about fresh produce. If I even see a little bit of it starting to wilt or go soggy or brown appearing, I just throw it all away. So we don't want that. Unfortunately, with broccoli, because it is more of a, I feel like, delicate vegetable than a green bean or a Brussels sprout, which has that like hard exterior, I find they do need to be blanched and then put into an ice bath, which I know is a little bit of a inconvenience, especially for me, but it is the best way to do it. And so if you wanna save your broccoli, like I do, because we love broccoli, then this is what you want to do. I am going to boil some water up here, and then you want to put, not bite size, but make sure your broccoli is all the same size. Toss it in the boiling water for 3 minutes, then immediately toss it in an ice bath, so just a bucket of water with ice in it, for 3 minutes, and then try to dry it off as quickly as possible. Put it in a bag and put it in the freezer right away. What I have read and noticed too is the process, you want it to go very quickly, so you want to stop the cooking process. So right when it's done boiling, you want to immediately put it in the ice bath, and then before it gets too much time to have air exposed and stuff like that, you want to put it in a freezer bag and get it frozen right away. And that is going to be the ultimate freshness for broccoli, so I will show you the process and how to do it. Okay, so first thing first with the broccoli is you want to just make sure it's all the same size. So like this is too big, so we're just going to cut a little bit of that off, and then try and find like an even divider so it keeps like the broccoli florets in place. So I try to do it kind of like that. So if you just make like a little slit right here, you'll find you can pull it apart easier, and then it will keep like the broccoli shape versus it just being like a slice. So I'm just going to do this for the rest of the broccoli, and I will show you the end product. Okay, so as you can see, I finished just chopping up all the broccoli and making sure it was all semi the same size. And then I have my water boiling, so I'm literally going to dump this in the water and then set my timer for 3 minutes. Okay, as this is taking its time for the 3 minutes, I'm going to quickly rinse this bowl, put some water and ice in it, so right afterwards I can dump it into an ice bath. I am all about reusing my utensils, so reuse this bowl as many times as you can. So as you just saw, right after this was done, I just put it into a strainer and then the strainer straight into an ice bath and set the alarm for 3 minutes. So after my little broccoli babies are done in their ice bath, I'm just going to use this to get them out, because if you strain it, there's still gonna be ice cubes and it'll just be hard to pick it all apart. So I'm going to do this as quickly as possible and get them out of the ice bath and put them on my little drying makeshift station, try to dry them as quick as possible, and then put them in little baggies to put in the freezer. But I will show you exactly how I do it in a fast motion. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do to quickly dry these is just get another towel and place it on top and kind of try to de-soak as much of the water as possible. This will just prevent the broccoli from getting freezer burn. But as I mentioned before, we're going to put them in individual packets, so that way if they do all freeze together, it's not a big issue because they're already portioned out perfectly. So now I'm just going to take a sandwich baggie, because broccoli is small, and just kind of put as much in here as I think we'll eat in a meal. And then again, try to get as much air out as possible. You have your little baggies. So another thing you can do is write the dates on them. These will last you about a year in the freezer, so I'm not too worried. Like, I know Mark and I will use all this up within a month probably. We eat veggies at every meal, so within a month. But if you're someone who's concerned about the timeline, I would recommend grabbing a Sharpie and then just writing the date on all the bags of when you put them in the freezer, so you kind of know how much time you got left. Now I've got 3 bags. So the best part is instead of wasting that whole bag of broccoli that we got from Costco, I now have veggies for dinner and lunch for like at least a week or 2, with all the green beans, Brussels sprouts, and now these 3 bags of broccoli. So again, I'm just putting these in my little nook in here. So now I've got green beans, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. Boom. All right guys, so as I had mentioned, I don't put dates on my bags because I know I will use those veggies up within a month. But if you're uncertain, or if you just froze like a shoot ton of vegetables, then definitely take a Sharpie, write the date on them of when you froze them, and make sure you use them within 12 months. And by doing this process that I showed you, it will keep your veggies fresh and ready to go next time you want to use them. So my last tip for you is when you're ready to use your vegetables, just take them out, and you can either defrost them when you're defrosting your meat, or you can just cook from frozen like you would any other frozen bag of vegetables. Put it on the stovetop and get to going. So I hope these tips helped, and I hope the next time you are freezing some vegetables, you can follow one of these 3 ways that I showed you that you can do it. And if you do, please let me know in the comments below if it helped you and if your veggies still stayed fresh. So please give this video a big thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And don't forget to comment and subscribe down below so I can really feel the love and support from you guys and that you like this type of content. So I will see you guys next time with some more health and wellness tips. Bye guys.